Grey School presents A Christmas Carol in March. It was Christmas in London. There was a man named Ebenezer Scrooge. He was a hard-working man, but at the same time, he was a miserable, greedy, cruel, and stingy person who didn't know what generosity meant. The day before Christmas, Scrooge and his clerk, Bob Cratchit, were working in the office. Scrooge, as always, was counting his money while Bob was counting the minutes to go home to his family.
There's a cold in his office when Mr. Scrooge went to turn on the heater. He says it's a waste of money.
Suddenly, the front door opened, and Mr. Scrooge's nephew came inside.
Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Christmas? Bah! Christmas is only a lie.
You don't mean that, Uncle.
Of course I mean that. Christmas is just an excuse to work. Besides, what reason do you have to be happy? You're so poor.
And come on, Uncle. What reason do you have to be sad? You're so rich.
Bah!
Don't get angry, Uncle.
Why would I? I live in a crazy world of fools. Merry Christmas. What is Christmas? It's just a time to pay bills with money you don't have. When you see yourself a year older and not a minute richer, it's just a time to buy gifts you can't afford.
But, Uncle.
Nephew, go celebrate Christmas your way and let me celebrate my way.
But, Uncle, I know that there are some things I didn't do right. Some things I didn't take advantage of. One of those things is Christmas. Christmas is the only day where people seem to get along just fine. It's a time where people open their hearts to another. It's time for forgiveness, love, and charity. Maybe, Uncle, Christmas hasn't given me a gold or silver coin, but it does me good. That's why I say, blessed be Christmas.
Wow! That was a wonderful speech. I wonder why you don't work for the government.
Don't get angry, Uncle. You can come to our house tomorrow. My wife and I are preparing a delicious dinner. You will be our special guest.
Thanks, but no.
But why, Uncle?
Why'd you get married?
Because I fell in love.
Because you found love. Have a nice day.
But, Uncle, you never came to my house before and using my marriage as an excuse. That is no fair.
Have a nice day.
I don't need anything from you. I don't ask anything from you. Why can't we be friends?
Have a nice day.
I'm sorry, Uncle. You already made a decision. But I insist on celebrating Christmas. So Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Have a nice day, a happy new year, and goodbye.
As you wish. Oh, and Bob, have a Merry Christmas.
I wish the same to you. Goodbye.
Then Mr. Scrooge's nephew left the office.
Look at you! A clerk earns the minimal salary. With a wife and kids talk about Merry Christmas. You must be crazy.
Sir, I finished calling all letters and filed all the paperwork. I also brought some more firewood and swept all the ashes. And well, it's closing time, Mr. Scrooge.
Fine, if work is finished, you may go now.
Mr. Scrooge, tomorrow's Christmas, and I spend time with family.
You'll have the day off, I suppose.
Well, yes, sir. After all, it is Christmas.
Christmas? Bah! Fine. Take tomorrow off. But be here early the next day.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, Mr. Scrooge.
Humbug!
Scrooge opened the door, and Cratchit went home. Then Scrooge returned to his desk to finish his accounts. After a few hours, Scrooge closed his account books and proceeded to close the office. When he got home, he climbed the steps to his bedroom and sat in a chair beside the fire and began to eat his supper. Suddenly, he heard old bells ringing and a strange loud noise coming from the outside.
Who's making that noise? I must have fallen asleep.
But the strange noise continued until he saw a ghost coming through the bedroom door.
Think I'm dreaming.
No, this is not a dream.
I know you. You're Marley. What do you want with me?
I want a lot from you. Do you see these chains? I am chained to my sins.
What sins? You're a hard worker and good businessman.
Businessman, I took advantage of people. While I was alive, I never learned the values of love and charity. Now I have to wander the earth, unable to find peace. Hear me, Scrooge. I am here tonight to warn you. You still have the opportunity to change. And if you don't, the same fate awaits you. Listen well, Scrooge. 3 ghosts will visit you this night. The first will arrive when the clock strikes 1. Except the second when the clock strikes 2. Likewise the third when the clock strikes 3.
Then the ghost left the room, flying through the window. Scrooge quickly closed the window and went to bed, shaking in fear. When the clock struck 1, Scrooge awoke to a strange creature beside his bed.
Who are you? I'm the ghost of Christmas past. Get up and come with me.
The ghost took Scrooge through time to a small town, but Scrooge started to remember. He remembered the houses, the church, the river, the bridge, and the people.
They cannot see us or hear us. They are just shadows from the past.
Look, the school's not that empty. There's a little boy standing alone, forgotten by his friends. I know him. Poor boy.
Come, let's see another Christmas.
Then they arrived at a house.
This house is familiar. Oh, this is my house. Where I grew up.
Yes, it is. Do you recognize that little boy sitting alone reading?
It's me as a child, but why is he alone?
You must know the answer.
Because my parents were working, which is why he's always alone. That's why my Christmas was so sad and lonely.
Come, take my hand. We don't have enough time.
No! I've seen enough! Go away! Don't torture me!
Don't blame me. I just told you these were things that have been.
Take me back!
Come, take my hand. Our time is running out.
And they appeared in a garden. There was a lovely young woman. She was crying.
I can't marry you, Ebenezer. There's something you love more than money. Me, you love money. You love it more than anything. I hope you are happy with the life you have chosen.
And the woman ran away from the garden. Scrooge and the ghost followed her. But when she stopped, Scrooge could see that she was a few years older. Children laughed and played at her feet. A little girl threw her arms around the woman and gave her a kiss.
Help me tie my bonnet, Mother.
Are they our children?
Yes, but they could have been yours.
The door opened. He saw a man carrying many gifts. The children laughed and played and ran to him and hugged him. The man laughed and gave them gifts and hugged and kissed his wife.
Stop! Take me home!
And Scrooge appeared in his own bedroom.
Thank goodness it was a dream. No, Ebenezer wasn't a dream. I suppose you're the ghost of Christmas present. Yes, I am the ghost of Christmas present.
Scrooge touched the hem of the spirit's robe. The bedroom vanished, and Scrooge found himself on a busy, snowy street. There were many people shopping for last-minute gifts. The stores were still open. People were cooking their best meals and attending church in their best clothes. Everyone was happy.
Everybody looks so happy. They say, oh, it's Christmas. What do you expect? Do you mean they're all happy because it's December 25th? Yes, they can forget their problems and just enjoy the feet on the table and the many blessings they receive.
Then the ghost took Scrooge to Bob Cratchit's house, and standing there at the door, they proceeded to bless the house. Then Scrooge saw Bob Cratchit playing with his children.
Is this where he lives? Of course, to the side, this is all he can afford.
Then Mrs. Cratchit entered the room, carrying a small turkey on a platter.
They look so poor. Their clothes are so old. Oh, that was what he can figure.
Bob Cratchit lifted the youngest boy from a chair in the corner of the room and carried him to the table. The boy was pale and thin and carried a crutch.
What's wrong with him? Why doesn't he walk?
His name is Tan. His name is Tan. He's very sick. His name is Stanton. And his parents are going to the doctor, so maybe he'll die.
Die? But there must be something that can be done. Please, tell me he'll die.
No. I see in the chair in the corner. The fruit does not change. Please don't let me die.
No!
diminish the world population.
At that moment, Scrooge realized those were his own words and felt sorry for himself. Then he heard his name.
Mr. Scrooge. Thanks to Mr. Scrooge, we're having this dinner.
I wish I could see him to thank him personally.
Dear children, it's Christmas.
I know, darling. I hope he has a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Let's have a toast for our Christmas and for Mr. Scrooge. Merry Christmas and God bless us all.
I fall down.
Meanwhile, it was getting late. So the ghost took Scrooge to different places so he could see how people celebrated Christmas. People who, nevertheless, were poor. As Scrooge used to say, they were happy and enjoyed being together with their families and friends. Suddenly, without warning, they stood in a room.
I know that voice. It's my nephew. He's having a party.
He said Christmas was only a lie.
He should be ashamed of himself.
He's very funny, but not a pleasant person.
And you told me he was very rich.
So what, darling? His wealth is useless. He doesn't do anything with money.
He didn't come here tonight because he's at home too busy counting his money.
First they angry ass, rather than have fun with us.
They don't like me.
No, you can change.
How can I change the future?
The room disappeared, and they continued on their journey. They visited many countries. They traveled to faraway lands. They visited the sick people who felt happy, the poor people who felt rich, the shelters where people felt hope. It was a long night, and everything happened in just one night. Then the ghost of Christmas present was gone.
Oh! I'm my own bed again.
And as he sat up, yet another ghost floated into the room. This one was dressed in black, and a dark hood hid his face.
Who are you? First came the ghost of Christmas past, then the ghost of Christmas present. You must be the ghost of Christmas yet to come. Are you here to show me the future and how it will change?
The ghost said nothing. He merely gestured towards the door. Scrooge followed him blindly into the street in front of his office. There, two men stood out front, talking and shaking their heads.
I know. I do business with them. We're friends. They kind of like me. Even my own nephew just nods. But what are they saying though?
Oh,
I know. I feel sorry for him.
they told me he's very sick.
Who's taking care of him?
You know that he was like to be alone.
He doesn't have any friends either. The ghost started walking, and Scrooge followed him down the street until they arrived at a house.
We have been here before. This is Cratchit's house.
The ghost pointed to a window, and Scrooge looked through. There was Mr. Bob Cratchit, sitting beside his son's bed. He was very sick.
Why is he crying? The last time I was here, they were so happy.
Sleeping in the bed was the little boy, but he was thinner now and very pale. Ms. Cratchit came into the bedroom.
Darling, what are we going to do? Did you ask Mr. Scrooge for help?
Yes, but he can't help us. But his nephew will help us.
I hope it's not too late. What will we do without our son?
Why? Tell me what's wrong with the little boy. He's going to die. What can I do to help them? Please, talk to me.
The ghost did not answer. Then everything turned dark, and Scrooge appeared in a cold and foggy place.
Where are we? This is a cemetery. Why did you bring me here?
The ghost said nothing, but merely gestured towards a grave.
Before I get near that grave, tell me, is this the image of what will be or the image of what can be?
The ghost remained silent. Then Scrooge went to see the grave, and engraved on the headstone was the name, Ebenezer Scrooge.
No, ghost, listen to me. I have changed. Why did you show me all this? I'm at loss and all hope. Oh, please, tell me that I can change everything everything they have shown me. I will honor Christmas in my heart. I will live in the past, in the present, and in the future. I will not forget the list that all the ghosts have taught me. Oh, please, someone that can erase my name from that grave.
In his anguish, he reached for the ghost's hand, but the ghost rejected him, and he awoke in his own bed.
Oh, thank you! I've been given a chance. I don't know what day's today or how long I've been with the ghost. I feel like a child, but I don't care. I want to be a child again.
Then he heard the church bells striking and saw a boy in the street and shouted,
Oh, wonderful! Hey, you! You there! What day's today?
It's Christmas, man. This is Martin.
Good, I haven't missed it.
Then he pulled out a bag of money and gave a handful of coins to the boy.
There's a big juicy turkey in the window. The butcher shop down by the street. Buy it and deliver it to Bob Cratchit's house. Keep the change. Hurry up. Cratchits are hungry.
Yes, sir.
Oh, little boy,
Yes, sir.
have a Merry Christmas.
Okay. Try anything. Let's go.
Scrooge, dressing in his finest clothes, headed towards his nephew's house. He was feeling great and waved to everyone in the street and treated everyone nicely.
Here, kid, take this money and buy some Christmas candy.
Thank you so much.
Merry Christmas.
When Scrooge reached his nephew's house, his nephew was shocked to see him.
Uncle, I'm happy to see you. I'm glad that you changed your mind about Christmas dinner. Come and celebrate the holiday with us.
Yes, that you mean.
His nephew's wife even set an extra place at the table.
We're so happy to have you here. You're here just in time for the turkey.
After dinner, Scrooge said a few words.
Thank you. I've never eaten a more delicious dinner. But I have to go now. I have some other things to do and people to visit.
And Scrooge headed to Bob Cratchit's house. When he arrived, Miss Cratchit opened the front door. She could not believe her eyes when she saw Mr. Scrooge in front of her.
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, what a surprise. I want to thank you for the wonderful turkey.
Who's up? That's her friend.
Mr. Scrooge, please come in.
Cratchit, you have worked long hours without complaint for many years. I am raising your son and I'm helping you to support your family.
Thank you, Mr. Scrooge. You're so generous.
Merry Christmas.
Scrooge did more than he said he would do. He took care of Tiny Tim as a second father would do. Some people laughed to see how he had changed, but he didn't care. Scrooge never saw the ghosts again, but had many friends that were always close to him and his family. Every time he had a meal with his friends and family, he would say,
God bless us. God bless